friends, and welcome back to my crafty space where I share my memory keeping projects and processes with all of you. My name is Crystal and I am super excited that you are here today. Today I am going to be sharing another project plan with me type video followed by a process video putting together a project using the new Ali Edwards July Stories by the Month kit. So, I am sure by now that you guys have all probably seen the July unboxing that Ali posted on her blog and on her YouTube. But in case you have not, let me just show you what all comes in the Stories by the Month kit. So they always come in the little plastic zipper pouch, which I like to keep those and use those for storing my different projects, the supplies for the different projects that I will be working on. This kit comes with 4x6 and 3x4 cards. I will just lay them out here for you guys. So we've got Remembering, Stay Close to People Who Feel Like Sunshine, Loving These Moments, this like florally pattern, and Freedom Lies in Being Bold. So we've got 5 4x6 cards. Then we've got a collection of 3x4. So we've got Kindness is Welcome here. Do not lose hope. Believe that there are 1,000 beautiful things waiting for you. It's up to you to see the beauty of everyday things. Currently, July Memories, Celebrate, Today's Story, and another floral pattern 3x4 card. So those are the cards that I will be working with today to put together a few ideas for stories that I will tell with this kit. In addition to the journaling cards, there is also a small selection of chipboard here. So we've got Lazy Days, July Stories, Life Right Now, Outside Adventures, So Darn Fun, Adoring These July Moments, and Just Be Kind. Actually, I'm gonna take this right out of the plastic so we can use those today as well. Then we've got a stamp set that is a 3x4 stamp set with things like July Memories, Today's Story currently. So a lot of the sentiments that you see on the cards are also on the stamp set here. We have a sheet of tiny word stickers in like a peachy color that are super pretty. And then there are also a few different wood veneer pieces. These are like title pieces that you can use. My UPS carrier was not super gentle with my package, so one of them did break, which is sad, but you know what? It's okay. It's I like the title of July, but I probably would have been sadder if it was one of the other titles that got smushed. So there is July, which looks, let me see if I can like piece this a little bit together. Okay, so July looks like that. Then we've got Celebrate, Carefree, Sunshine, and Today. So what I want to show you is how I take a kit like this and come up with a couple of different stories and project life spreads that I can use with this product. Now, because I am on the Ali Edwards design team, I do get this kit early. So it is currently June right now, the beginning of June, when I am putting this all together. Because July hasn't even started yet, I will set aside some of these products to use in a later spread for July because I like to document my project life as life is happening. So I'm not really behind. So I will be using some of these for a week in the future. But I also like to use some of it to create a few stories for my story album. So let me just get started. I am going to start putting things together. I will voice over and let you know like what my thoughts were behind it and why certain things I'm putting together. And then we'll package them all up, get them ready so that when the story is ready to be told or when the week of project life comes up, all I have to do is pull out the packet and those are the products that I will be working with. So let me put you guys on fast forward and let's plan some projects here. Okay, so let's start getting these pages planned. So what I'm going to do first is set aside those tiny phrase stickers and the stamp set and the chipboard and just work with the cards. I really loved the floral card, the 4x6 floral card with the date little area in it, and thought that that would be a super neat thing to fussy cut out and put on a full page photo. So I grabbed that and then also the currently card and the teal quote card just because the colors went really nicely with the 4x6. Then I also Loved the way that these 3 cards went together. Being the time that it is, the freedom lies in being bold quote card was super pertinent. And so I thought that I could create a page telling the story about some of the protesting that's been happening. And so I also grabbed out a chipboard piece that says just be kind, and then set all of that to the side. Then I grabbed over this set of cards again, so there's that floral print, the 2 3x4 cards, and then I also really liked the way that the So Darn Fun chipboard looked with this spread. It pulls in the yellows and it has the same font as the 2 3x4 cards. And then I also liked that Carefree wood piece, and thought that that could be a fun story to tell, maybe about Izzy to put in her album, something like that. Now the rest of these are going to go in a packet to be used for Project Life, because I do use these kits for my Project Life spreads. So right now I'm not going to worry about designing any spreads or anything with it. I'm literally just going to put it into that zip up pouch and then use my sticky notepad to write Project Life on it to stick on the outside, so that I can remember that this is my Project Life product for July of 2020. That way when July hits, I can just pull this out and start using it. I'm also going to put in the stamp set and those tiny phrase stickers, just because I might be able to use them for the second project, the floral one, and if I can and if I do, I'll just pull it out for that. But for now, it can just go in with the Project Life packet and stored in there. So then I grabbed over 2 glassine bags. Now I like to keep all of the pouches and little bags that all of my product comes in, because what I can do is create these project ideas and then use those bags to store the product that I want to use. So that one is going to be the Carefree spread, and then this one is going to be for the freedom spread. So then once I have that done, I'm going to bring over my sketch pad, because this is another thing I like to do when project planning, is to pull out my sketchbook and actually sketch the idea that I have in my head for these spreads. I do this because I don't always have a chance to get the projects done right away. So then when I pull them back out to actually do the projects, I can remember what it is I had originally intended. So here I am putting that being bold card at the top. I figure I would put a 4x6 photo at the bottom, and then use one of the 4 3x4 pocket pages to add the quote card, a journaling card, and 2 additional photos. So that's what I'm going to do there. Then I am going to sketch out the next one. So this one is going to be currently spread. I will sketch out the 2. So again, it's going to be in a 6x8 album. So the first side I thought would be cool to be a full page photo, so 6x8 photo, and then I would add the fussy cutout florally bit to the bottom of that photo. And you'll see me kind of like sketch something out like that. Then the opposite side, I'm thinking I will do one of the pocket pages that's got a 4x6 on the bottom, and that can just be a photo with that So Darn Fun chipboard piece. And then the top 2 pockets can be the 3x4s, the quote, and then an area for journaling, and then that will be this page. So I'll add that back into the pocket, and then pull all of those stories back over, and that will essentially be my projects for this packet. Okay, so there we go, you guys. I have taken this July Stories by the Month kit and turned it into 3 different projects. So I've got a full little bundle here of things that I can use for my project life, and there may even be enough cards in here to do 2 spreads. We'll see as we get closer to the week. However, I do want to mention that there are stamps included in the stamp set that can allow you or help you to create repeat pattern stamped cards. So like, let's say I didn't have enough cards to fill out 2 weeks, but I wanted to stretch this to 2 weeks. What I could do is use some of these cards to create a repeat pattern, to make a patterned like 4x6 if I want a different title card, or I could stamp currently on a bunch of 3x4 and just do like 5 stories that are currently happening or something like that. Or today's story, I could stamp over and over again. I could layer it and say today's story, loving these moments. Or currently life right now. Like, so there are some really, really great title builders on the stamp set. So if and when I get to this, if I don't have enough cards, I can totally go ahead and make my own. So I'm just going to throw that out there for you guys. So this is my Project Life packet, my stuff that I know is pretty much July themed, or stories that I would probably document in July. So that is that. In addition to that one, I came up with the 2 additional stories that I can create projects for my story albums. So now that I have these all figured out, I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these to create a process video for. So the rest of this is going to be a process video. I think I'm actually going to go with the Freedom one just because this is really pertinent to the current events that are happening in the world right now. So I think this will offer me a great opportunity to tell some of that story and to record some of that story in my memory books. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go to my computer, figure out photos and get all of that part done and my journaling done. And then we'll come back over here to the table and I will get that project put together. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, friends. So now that we've gone through the unboxing of the July Stories by the Month kit and gone through the product to figure out a couple of different projects that I can make using that kit, I actually want to jump in and go ahead and put the first one together. So I decided that I wanted to do this freedom themed project here. So using the Freedom Lies in Being Bold card. And what I decided to do, I originally was thinking of doing the card by itself and then having a photo underneath it with 2 additional photos, a quote, and the journaling card. Instead, what I decided to do was to have this page be a full outside the pocket page. So 6.875 wide by 8.25 tall. And then I did keep the second page as the 4 pockets, but I'm actually going to have one full side be journaling. So let me show you guys these pieces that I've got, and then we'll go ahead and start putting this together. So what I did, my plan is to go ahead and fussy cut all of this out. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back and actually assemble the things. But I do have a couple additional things to show you guys here. This was a photo that I got from off the computer from, I want to say, the New York Times, maybe. But this was one of the protests in DC where the Martin Luther King sculpture is. So I grabbed this picture, and my plan is to put the Freedom Lies in Being Bold title in the clouds up in the sky. So that is, that's going to be that. Then I've got this quote that says, "Do not lose hope. Please believe that there are 1,000 beautiful things waiting for you. Sunshine comes to all who feel the rain." And that is going to go next to it. Then I've got 2 cards for journaling here. And then this one will be flipped sideways. It says Black Lives Matter. This was a free download from, gosh, I can't remember her name. Actually, I know her name, but I don't really know how to pronounce it. So I'll put her name down at the bottom of the screen so you guys can see it. But I'm also going to include a link to the download in case you guys want to go pick up her journaling cards that she created all about Black Lives Matter and the movement. So that will be down there. And then apart from that, those are the pieces I'm using. I did, when I created my journaling spot, leave enough room to put the Just Be Kind chipboard piece down there. So that's why the type is a little bit weird, is because that will go there. But other than that, that's pretty much how this page is going to come together. So what I will do is I am going to go off screen. I'm going to fussy cut out this title and get these trimmed out of this photo paper. And then we'll just come back and adhere down the title, read through my journaling, and call this spread done. So I will meet you back here in just a few. Okay, so everything is cut out, and now I can go ahead and get my title adhered down. And also I'm just gonna go ahead and stick down this chipboard piece over here as well, just to get that out of the way like that. And then there is that Black Lives Matter journaling card, which I just printed on photo paper, so that way it would be like nice and saturated. Okay, but let's get this title adhered onto this page. So, okay, so the first thing I want to do is grab an extra piece of paper here just to protect my surface. I'm going to use my roller tape adhesive to stick this down. Okay. I love how big and bold and graphic this title is. It instantly drew me to it. Okay, so this I'm putting kind of at an angle like it was on the card. I think that seems about right. Okay. All right. And then I'm just gonna have to hole punch this. Okay. So while I am getting this adhered down, let's chat a little bit about life, I guess. So this is technically the first project that I'm putting together post Blackout Tuesday. So I had decided to kind of not go dark, but, you know, like not really post much, not post anything, for a week after everything that was going down. So it started with Blackout Tuesday, and then, this is really the first post I've done, or the first project I've done in about a week. And it just seems very fitting. It's very fitting. So like I had pre-planned to do this, and then I took a week off and then came back to it, and here we are. So, I've had a lot of time to think this week, as have, I'm sure, many of you, about the part that we play in our society being where it is, and the part that we can and should play in changing that. Is this out now? No, this is out, yes. So I've been thinking about that a lot, doing a lot of research and trying to understand better, trying to understand myself better and the privileges that I've been given based on the color of my skin and that sort of thing. It's been a very reflective week, and not an easy one. Not an easy week by any means, but I'm sure that's true of everybody, and that's even more true of some than it is for me. But, shoot, here we go. But it has given me some time to really think about steps moving forward, changes that I would like to make, and whatnot there. Okay, so there's that. Two more things. So after I get this put together, I actually, I'm going to share with you guys something that I've created that I'm going to put a link in my description down below to the download, so you guys can just go and download it for free if it's something that you think would be beneficial to you. So I am the type of person that processes and moves forward best through documenting, through reflection and documenting. Okay, so I have put together a couple of, come back here, a couple of inserts that can be made for a traveler's notebook to help hold myself accountable to continuing the work past all of this. And I want to share those insert pages with you guys. Now, they are by no means perfect. by no means perfect, and I'm sure I will have to edit them and change them and do stuff as time goes on. But I just felt like I needed a starting place, and I needed a way to hold myself accountable, a way to document and make sure that the work is continuing inside of me, and that the work is continuing in how I can help the world around me and those in need. So as soon as I can get this thing hole punched, that's the last little thing here. Okay, let's do this. Then I will show you guys what those inserts are. Okay. So that is going to finish the spread for this project. So let's pull it all over here so you guys can see what it looks like. Let me get rid of these scrappy things. Throw those all away. Okay. So this is my story for today. These will go in the four spot pockets. This is super cool. That looks really cool. So my journaling, I'll start with my journaling, and then I'll show you guys the project that I made. So my journaling says, this week has been hard. Hard to see so many people in pain and suffering. Hard to see so much hate pointed towards a human rights movement. Hard to understand why true equality for all, and especially for African Americans, is not something everyone believes in. Hard to feel so exposed and ashamed of how my own white privilege has played a part in suppressing others. This week has also given me hope. Hope that we can join together and make a difference. Hope that we, as a nation, can rid ourselves of the institutionalized and systemic racism that still exists and thrives in our country. Hope that I can look inside, really look inside, and uproot the prejudices I harbor. Hope that Erin and I can truly become allies by continuing to educate ourselves and finding ways to help organizations like Black Lives Matter. Hope that we can raise our children to be anti-racist and that they will continue the work of making the world a better place for all. Hope that Black and white can come together and learn to love each other for their beautiful differences. Hope that hate will always lose and kindness will always win. So that's my journaling. I will say that it has been really hard to find words. This week, it's been really hard to know what to say. It's been really hard to deal with such negative emotions in ourselves, like in myself. And I just needed ways to move forward in a positive way and move forward in a way that encourages taking action. So that's why my journaling for this was, yes, like talking about the hard things, but also it's important to remember that there is always hope. There's always hope for change. So that is this project, which I will put into my story album here shortly. But let me show you guys the other project. So I haven't made my covers yet. That's what these are going to be. But these are just small little inserts that I printed on copy paper. There are 4 of them. And these are just meant for journaling, right? Meant for like writing on them, not necessarily for memory keeping. So what I did is I created one that is like daily reflections. So all of them come on, they are a PDF and they look like this. So they are single-sided where it says week of, and then you've got 7 boxes for each of the 7 days of the week, and then reflections from the week at the end. I printed them back to back. So they are like this. Again, it's on just plain copy paper. So it is not, it is like see-through-y because it is like super duper thin paper. And then all you have to do is trim them at the 8.25 mark. It looks like it might even be a tiny bit under 8.25, which that's fine. Anyway, so trim them at the 8.25 mark, and then you just fold them in half. So like this one, I'll just fold in half. If you want to print them on thicker paper, you totally can. And then I printed one that was just one side and not the other, so that this outside page was blank. So then when you go through the insert, it will have, you know, the whole week in there. So you can print as many as you want. You can, you know, whatever you want to do. So that is one. And what I'm going to do for each of these is to create a cover for them. So like one of them is about books. So I got this one, and then I just loved all of these big bold colors. I was so attracted to it. So colorful for, you know, happiness, whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to create covers using these, and then that will be that. So that is the first one. The second one is an organization or volunteer log. So I think it's so important that we don't just donate our money blindly. Like, yes, we should donate and help out these organizations. I totally 100% believe in that. But I also believe that it is our responsibility to stay in the know with what these organizations are doing. Not because they're untrustworthy, just because I think that it is so important for us to be plugged into the issues at hand. So these are pages that I created to help do like monthly check-ins on these organizations that you donate to. So again, I printed a few back to back, and then I've got one that's just a single, so it can be like the first page. So on these ones, I have an area to place the organization name, the month and year, and if you donate to them, how much you're donating to them, just as a way for you to keep track of it yourself. And then to go through each month and find out like what's happening. Like what is the organization doing this month? Like I just feel like it's so important for us to stay in the know on that, because that's how we are able to like really help and move forward with these things. So what's happening this month? What am I doing to help? So if there are ways to volunteer, if there are, you know, if it's just financial donations, whatever it is, but what am I doing to help? It could even be like posting on your social media account, just an update on what's happening inside the organization and alerting your audience to that, right? So what am I doing to help? What are some opportunities for next month? So look at their schedule and see if there's anything that you might be able to do for next month. A place for additional notes and a place for additional resources in case you come across those in your research. So this is, yeah, like I said, a log to keep track of the organizations that you are a part of, that you want to be a part of. So there's that. The third and fourth ones are essentially the same thing. They're just two different mediums. So I've got one that is a reading reflections journal. So same thing, right? 8.25 tall. Okay, so this one is reading reflections, and the whole idea is that many of us are going to be reading books in the very near future, if not already, about some of these social issues and human rights issues. So, and this doesn't even have to be for that, but that's the whole purpose. The reason I made it was for that. So this one is a journal, a place for you to write down reflections on what it is you're reading. So I've got the book title, the author, the pages that you're covering, and the date that you are doing this journaling. So this could be a daily thing. This could be a weekly thing. This could be a monthly thing. Like it doesn't matter the how often. It just is a place for, again, a place to take the things that we are consuming. So this literature and history and the material put out there by activists and all of these things that we are consuming, and then taking that in and truly reflecting on it so that we can then take it beyond the book and apply it to our lives, right? So there's a place to put in your key takeaways, a place to put in favorite quotes, a place to reflect, self-reflect, especially with these human rights issues, right? We definitely need to do some self-reflection. a place for additional notes, and a place for additional resources in case those come up in what you're reading. So that's all this is. It's just for reading your books. So there is that one. And then the last one is the same structure. It's got the exact same boxes to fill out. But instead of being for books, it is for podcasts, right? Because not everybody is a reader. I understand that. And sometimes, it's just nice to consume material, whatever, content from podcasters. That's a great way to also get in touch with everything and learn more. So this one is all about the podcasts that you're listening to and the takeaways from those. So again, we've got your podcast show, the speaker, the episode, and the date. And then the rest of it is exactly the same. Takeaways, favorite quotes, self-reflections, additional notes, and additional resources. So these, all I did, I printed them front to back, printed one, just single, and then trimmed them at 8.25, folded them in half. And then all I will do is create covers for them using some of my scrapbook paper, just so that they are pretty on the outside. So it'll look, like this. It'll be nice. And then I am going to be using these for myself to help hold myself accountable. Like, I created these to help hold me accountable to the things that I want to do and learn and participate in moving forward as it pertains to human rights, as it pertains to Black Lives Matter, as it pertains to this journey of allyship and this journey of learning how to be anti-racist. So if this is something that you are interested in getting, I will put a link down below. You feel free to just follow that, download them, use them as you will. My hope is that you guys will join me in this journey of self-reflection, but also in this journey of becoming an active participant, and using these as tools to help you on that journey. So that is that. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this process video and unboxing and all the goodies and all the fun things. I love the way that this page turned out. It's like so cool and bold and graphic, and I just love it. This kit is awesome, and I am excited to break into it some more and make some more projects using it. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty videos. If you have any questions in regards to anything I talked about today, or you want to have, further conversation on any of this stuff, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'd be happy to have that conversation with you guys. So I am going to leave off from here. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.